high. Difference is not much, rather. Portugal, well, Poland is actually more affordable. Poland is more affordable, okay? But those countries that use euro, okay, as their foreign currency, they actually have high cost of living. That's what I've seen. So I've experienced the fact that most of those countries that use euro as their currency, because I think in Portugal, if Portugal was not using euro as their currency, the cost of living in Portugal would have been better than what we are seeing now. Because in Poland, Poland uses a different currency from the euro, and their cost of living is very much better, except it will increase because generally in Europe things have gone high. So for me, I've compared cost of living in Germany and then in Portugal. I mean, these are the places that I can talk about as I've been there. And from what I've seen so far, Germany, the more you earn, that's how you spend. So if you are being paid about 2,500 as your, okay, for example, the least job that you do in Germany, okay? I'm talking about, but so if I'm digressing to other European countries, so this live session is about Portugal, the EU, and in Nigeria. We are just talking about cost of living, so you can understand how things are generally in Europe. Now, in Germany, okay, recently a friend of mine is working. She just finished her Ausbildung. Ausbildung is that one that you get trained in Germany, and then they pay you while you are learning in Germany. So while she was doing that, they were paying her like 700, 800 euro. 800. So this money should, because the German government makes it like a law. If you are doing an Ausbildung in Germany, you have to earn this certain amount of money before they even give you a residence permit. So that amount, it cannot be less than that amount. It has to be 800 and above. So they were paying her 800 until she finished her program. And like I used to say, vocational training and Ausbildung, the opportunity, the positive side of it is that most of these countries retain you. So they retained her. She was retained in the country. Sorry, at the company she was working for. Okay, and it's even a restaurant, like a restaurant job where she does pastries. So she learned how to make pastries, and she's working there, and she has different shifts. And she was telling me that she earned 2,000 euro after taxes. So 2,000 euro net after taxes. So imagine somebody making pastry, and then you are going to imagine you are now a professional worker in Germany. So now she pays in her room. She stays at Hamburg, and she's paying around 700 euro per month. No, not 700. What am I talking about? She doesn't pay up to that. So she pays 350. Yeah, 350 euro per month, just a room in a shared apartment. Now this is 350 euro per month. Compare. So this depends, okay? This will depend on the country where you are looking into going to. Okay. If imagine you're earning 2,000 euro per month, and then you are paying 350 to 400 euro as your rent. I mean, this is very good. For me, it's a good life. To be honest, when I was in Germany, I don't want to leave because the money was entering my eye. Like they say, money is root of all evil. Money is root of all evil. Because I was doing my house building then in Germany, and then I was earning 1,000, even though I was living in a free apartment. Because sometimes the companies give you houses themselves. It depends. So even though I was paying like 350 or 400 in Berlin, but things have gone high now, I still have that. Imagine I have about 500 to myself because I wasn't like, sometimes the company even provides you with some breakfast when you get to work, and some teas and other things, and even lunch. So it depends. Now, country varies. Now, for those that are coming to Portugal, imagine two-bedroom, you are paying like 1.4 m every year. I should connect you with her. So the thing is, she's there. But it's, everybody has the opportunity. If you go to Germany with an Ausbildung, okay. Oh, we have somebody watching here from Canada. Hey, Maintain 101. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you so much. Okay, now my friend, as I was saying, she's there and she's in Germany, and of course I can relate because I was also there. But the thing is, I was not in Hamburg, so I was in Berlin then. So as I was saying, people, Portugal, cost of living in Portugal is not what you expect or what you see. Imagine you are even paying higher than what you pay in Germany, or almost the same thing you pay in Germany, and your salary is not up to the same thing that you earn in Germany. How do people survive? To even okay, Portugal. I don't know. I was arguing with people. Portugal don't pay hourly. You know that thing they say per hour, because it doesn't make sense. How do you come out and tell people that, oh, your hourly wage is €4 per hour? I think our hourly wage in Portugal is 4 point something euro per hour. I don't even usually calculate it because it doesn't make sense to me. I just tell people this is the minimum wage, €870, and that €870 is even before taxes. It's before taxes. So €870 before taxes, and then you pay your rent in Lisbon. You pay how much every month? Okay, for one, let me check what I've written down so that I'm going to go step by step. Now, for just one shared room in an apartment, a shared room in an apartment in Portugal, you want to pay at least the least amount. Let's say you are not somebody that is a fancy type, and then you just want to manage costs. You want to budget at least 500, nothing less than 500 now, to get a decent shared room in an apartment. Yes. So convert it now. So let's convert it based on the currency in Nigeria now. So imagine people that are coming and they are not prepared. That's why we usually advise people, anybody that wants to come to countries like that are very difficult to get a job, make sure you get proof of funds or money that will take care of you for at least 6 months before you start settling down. And imagine how much money do you want to bring that will take you for 6 months? Imagine the amount of your rent in Nigeria that is for 1 year. That is what you want to be paying monthly. You want to be paying that monthly. So your rent in Nigeria is 1.2 for a month, and then you come to Portugal and you want to be paying that. Sorry about the noise in the background. And then you want to be paying that every month. How? How do you want to survive it? So tell me how much you want to come with. So this is just the reality of things. Sometimes people say, oh, you people should come back to Nigeria, come back here. If you know things like this. But this is we just want to tell people how things are so that you prepare yourself and get your mind ready. Students, or you're coming to work, or you're coming, there's no longer job seeker visa in Nigeria, in Portugal for Nigerians. They closed it already. Okay, so they closed it already. So yeah, we're going to be going into our Q&A session very soon. If you have any questions, you can ask me. But for whatever reason, we don't have much people on our live today. But I see some people. Those of you that are watching, you are so amazing. Rosie Life, you are so amazing. Thank you for sharing with us. Maintained 101, we are chatting from Canada. Let us know how much it is to rent a shared room in an apartment. How much is it? I mean, Canada is not in the EU, but at least you can let us know. At least in Canada, they pay you well, they pay you hourly. For me, I would boldly talk about countries that pay hourly. Portugal does not pay hourly. Please, €4 is nothing. €5 hourly is nothing. I don't count it as hourly wage. I just call the normal monthly wage that they pay because it doesn't make sense. They don't pay you hourly because you have to. I don't even think. Okay, there are some jobs where that you and Canada. This lady and Canada, don't worry, God will answer your prayer. You go to Canada. But I don't think, for me, Canada is so overrated. To be honest, the truth is, I've I can talk about Europe. You understand? When you've not been to some countries, you might not really know about much about the countries. Canada and the US. But then everybody, my prayers are for you that you all go to your dream countries and even experience life there. Experience life as other countries and compare. It's good to compare and know which one suits or works for you. But the good thing is, where abroad is sweet is where you are making money. Imagine I was checking, I made a video about tips on how to get jobs in Portugal. Tips on how to get jobs in Portugal. My tip that I used that worked for me. And I was checking on jobs because this period is a peak time for you to get jobs. People that are looking for job, please, now that you're on this life, if you're already in Portugal or if you are planning on coming to Portugal, just get your CV ready and search for job. Oh, MK Scholar is here. I'm gonna be giving shout outs to those people that are religiously following my lives. Thank you so much, NK Scholar. She joined in the morning when we are going to church. So we are back from church and we are having a discussion. So we are trying to talk about cost of living. So we are comparing the prices of things in in the Europe, so in the EU, so countries in the EU and then in Nigeria. Okay. So we don't know. I don't know where you're watching from, but let's know where you're watching from. Maybe you can give us a hint on your own as well, on your country. So we're just comparing the prices of things. Imagine those people that are coming from foreigners, because we are all classified as foreigners, and you're coming to a foreign country. How? Everybody wants to go to Germany. Everybody wants to go to Canada and the US because they pay well. Yes, even the least job where you clean, you do cleaning job, you are earning money, you are earning well. Yes, even if you pay your rent, you pay rent of what's it called? You pay rent of 500 a month or 1,000 a month. You even still have something to feed, that you have something to save. But in Portugal, it's not like that. It is not like that, to be honest. I won't tell you, like, it's not like that. Oh, you did. You received admission letter from Italy. Wow. Everybody, let's say congratulations to AK Scholar. I'm happy for you. Congrats. Congratulations. So now the question is, if you don't have scholarship now to study at this kind of countries, although Italy has low tuition fee. You understand? Italy has low tuition fee. I don't know if did you get it through scholarship, NK Scholar? Well, I don't know, but I posted some scholarships, and I've also found out that there are some universities that are affordable in Italy as well. And Italy is a good country. So I don't know about the cost of living in Italy, but I would think it's a little bit similar to, I don't know, Spain. I don't know. I haven't been to Spain, so I'm not going to talk about what I don't know. But this is a hint, a general overview, because usually the differences are not that much. Because these countries use those countries that use the euro as their currency, they almost have similar when it comes to grocery shopping. Okay. All right. Thank you, Scholar. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. I want to hear more good news on people that are receiving admission. The last time we were live, the other day we were live, the night live we had for 3 hours. Somebody also said she got admission to Portugal. Okay. Now, the purpose of this live session is to get you all prepared, okay, about what you should expect. Don't be open. Your mindset should be open that okay, whichever whatever country you are going to, you're going there to get a better life, either for schooling or for working. I don't know, but me, oh, based on me, my own experience, I'm not very much picky when it comes to getting a job. So my own advice is I can't wait to get mine to Germany. Yes. So I think Rosie Life wants to try to apply to Germany as well. Because I made a video recently and she also made research. Please let's follow Rosie Life. Let's subscribe to her channel as well. I think she has a channel. Please subscribe if you can. And let's support her as well. Okay. Um so I want to be close to Miras. Yes, I mean it's very nice to have you all, everybody close to me, and then just have tours, and then we all come live and we talk. Yeah, it's going to be a very good one. So please, you guys should be close to me. If NK Scholar comes to Italy too, should be close to me. So the good thing is when you have a Schengen visa, you can go to these countries and stay for 90 days. So imagine NK Scholar coming to Italy. She can come to Portugal to see me. Exactly. Yeah, you have to create live. So when you go live, I hope I am subscribed to your channel. Well, I don't know though, that when you want to go live, it should depend on your viewers. Okay. I don't know when your viewers are online. So for me, I already have time when I check when my viewers are online. People, I'm so sorry, I'm not digressing. I'm trying to answer she's one of our subscribers. So let's answer her question. So it will depend on when you know your viewers are online. So you can check on your YouTube studio. So when your viewers are online, you can do it, or you can try. So if you are doing live for the first time, you can try different times. Okay. Try different times. Okay. All right. So let's go back to our conversation. Okay. All right. Now, we're talking about the minimum wage in Portugal. I said it is 870 euro in 2025. So be aware that when you come to Portugal, it is not the same thing as what you are earning in Nigeria. So if you're earning about how many millions in Nigeria and you come to Portugal, it's not the same thing. Most times I've heard international students that are in Portugal say, oh, they cannot I should talk more about life in Portugal. Yes, I will. Um, well, the thing is, like now, the weather is very good. That's what I can say. If you check from my view, I'm not using any extra lighting. This is this is this is just the normal weather. It is very sunny. And there are some countries that are still, it's still like in Finland, it's still currently snowing in Finland, like very seriously bad. Okay, so Portugal has a very good weather. All right. So life in Portugal is very good. Oh, I've been in Portugal for how many years now, and it's been chill. I've not heard any bad things in terms of theft or the people are very nice. The Portuguese are very friendly. They are welcoming. The immigration too. All immigration laws are strict and everything. But the thing is, once you keep to their law, you're all good. Nobody harasses you on the streets as long as you are being a good resident of the country. Nobody harasses you on the streets while working and they're like, oh, let me see your passport. Oh, let me see this. Nobody harasses you. Okay. Nobody harasses you. Nobody. So once you are living your normal life, you come to do what you want to do, you go. Nobody. Okay. And life in Portugal in general for me, it's all good. Okay. If you have a work, if you have a job, and if you have a very good place to stay, I think it's all good. Okay, there are churches here in Portugal. There are African churches. There are mosques too. A lot of mosques actually. There are a lot of them. So there are churches. There are mosques in Portugal that I've seen. Actually, it's even in Portugal that I've seen mosque. I was so surprised, like the huge number of Muslims. How do they call them in Portugal? I mean, there was one Friday. Was it on Sunday? One Sunday, I was coming back from church, and then that was how I knew that there was a mosque, a very big mosque. So it's a very good. They don't discriminate for me. There's no discrimination here. I don't think I've experienced racism here before. People say there is racism in Portugal, but for me, I've not experienced it compared to the other countries I've been before. I haven't. They are all welcoming here. They are all willing to, if you ask anybody question on the road, they are willing to help you. Even at schools too, they are willing to help you. Okay. Um, Life in Portugal. I think I've answered this, but then so far everything looks good. Cost of living is not fun. Okay, because except you are an IT person so the reason is a lot of nomads. Okay, so I'm not an agent, but I've made videos on admissions that are currently going on and that are already done in Portugal. And I don't help, but if you want consultation on how to guide you through the process, I do one-on-one consultation as well. I don't, I mean, it's just going to be basically, I'll just guide you through on how to, what you should do, how to follow up the process, but then I don't help with admission. Okay, but there are still schools now. Portugal usually has one intake every year, but the thing is, from the one intake, they might have like first, second phase, third phase, and even fourth phase, depending on the course you are going for, or depending on the university you are going for. So, what I'm going to advise is, if you still want to go to Portugal this year, you can check for. So yeah, you can check for. So mind me, if I'm checking on my phone, that's because I'm checking on. I have some questions that are coming on, okay, and I'm just trying to respond to them as well. Okay, so if you want guidance on admission, of course, it's on consultation. You can get the link on my page, on my description, on one of my videos. Okay, and then contact me there. I can guide you through also on admission processes, what you need to do, legalization processes, and authentication, the documents you need. If you just want somebody to guide you through Portugal process, I can guide you through based on consultation. Okay. Now, when it comes to job, I'll be posting that video. I'm supposed to post that video today, but I might not, or I might. It depends on when we finish the live. There are tips that you can use to get a job in Portugal. The truth is, it's not easy to get a job in Portugal. There are no much jobs in Portugal, not many of them in Portugal. There are very few jobs because of the language barrier. But Portugal jobs are with season. Okay. Now we are in what this is April. So from now, from next month, May, June, July, these are the hottest peak. May up until November are the hottest peak. Okay. So you can get jobs from this period once you apply. If you apply at the right time, if you make your CVs to be the right CV that they want, that the AIs would get through, you would find a job Everybody says it takes people up to 5 months. It depends on how you position yourself. Some people get job in 1 month when they arrive Portugal, as long as you have your residence permit. People's stories are different. Somebody else might come here in 1 month and they have a job. Somebody might be here for 1 year. 5 months is even a smaller time. There are people that have been here for 2 years, they don't have a job yet. So it depends on for me, it depends on the individual. Okay. So it's difficult to get a job, but just be prepared. If you want to come to Portugal, just prepare your mind that okay, there are no jobs. Get yourself the funds that you need to take you at least to feed and to rent a place. That's what I would advise. Okay. All right. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be talking about based on Herbert's question. Now, if you have any more question, you can ask. So far, this is the answer and the response I have to Herbert's question. Okay. Now, if you have more questions, you can ask. Okay. And I was also saying you can do Uber. You can drive. You can be an Uber driver in Portugal. As much as I know, you can make money. Uber drivers make at least more than 2,000 based on how many hours you work per day. So if you can drive very well, but you have to go through the process. So if you're coming before you have to work as an Uber driver in Portugal, you have to go through the process of going to their driving school in general. So not their driving school, but there's a school for the professional activity that you have to go to for like 1 2 weeks, and you have to pay for that, which allows you to drive professionally. So once you've done that, if you have the money to buy the car, you can. Otherwise, there is also another one. There's a part where you have to get. I've forgotten how they call it. So I think you get the cars, or you. So it's kind of it's so how it works is if you don't have the money to purchase the kind of cars that you need for Uber, you can split. You get the cars from those that has the car, and then you split the amount that you make 50-50. Okay. So imagine now there is an organization that's in charge of Uber driver and everything. So I go to them and I'm like, oh, I need this. I need to drive as an Uber. They give you this car and then they tell you how much to remit every day after you've made your pay. So people do this as well because most times people cannot afford the number of or the amount that they need to purchase a new car. Okay, now do you also know that it is easier to get your citizenship in Portugal? And people rent out their cars too. There are also people that rent out their cars, but I don't know. I so the thing is, I can make more research on this, but I know people rent out their cars too for Uber. They can, so they give them commission based on that. So once people rent out their cars and you go drive, you give them. They tell you just have a conversation. But this is how much I'm going to be earning. This is how much you give to me to make it easier until you're able to afford your own car. Okay. But most people that I know here, most of these people that are here, this is what they do. And most people have businesses here too. But I don't know how much. It depends on the kind of business you want to do. But for ladies that wants to come abroad, if you can make hair, I wish I can make hair, I wish I can braid. You make money. This one is one skill that I know that you always make money. Whether you are in Portugal that does not give money you, or you are in Shanghai, or you are in Japan, you will make your money. See, I wish I can braid this hair, to be honest, people. I wish I can make hair because this hair that I have here, you know how much I made it. It's very expensive. I have to beg them. And they don't even negotiate. It's not like that thing that you do in your country that you say, please, can I pay 50 euro? Can I pay for they don't. Once they've given you their price, it's their price. It's their price. So learn how to braid hair if you can. I don't know much about barbers, those people that cut hair for guys. I don't know how much they make here, but I talked about this on my other life that there is a particular store they do here. If you want to say that, if you, it's so funny. There was one of my friend that this is funny. I'm so sorry, but one of my friend wanted to make it because for me, if I would advise you if you want to go into making hair, let it be your personal thing. I'm not going to advise you to go into the ones where you go to people's store at a commercial center because they have commercial centers like a plaza. You know how it is in Nigeria. They have like plazas, okay, like shopping complex. So they have all these stores together there. And then what happens is a person can have a saloon where they have like 10 different people. It might even be a combination of a hairdresser and a barber or a haircut together there. And then different people, they are all different. You don't even know them. And what they do is they go outside to hustle for their own customers. That's how they do it here. That is if you say you are looking for a job to make hair, because sometimes they look for people to make hair. That is what they will ask you. So if you see any job that says, oh, they're looking for somebody to come and make hair at the salon, that is what they will ask you to do. They will ask you to go and stand outside the sun and start hustling for customers. Hey, can you make hair? Can you? I can braid your hair. Like for me, that's rubbish. I cannot. I'm not going to. I'm not just going to suggest that to you. If you can braid your hair, please make your own business card and share to people at the train station. When you go to your churches, share to them, and people will come to you. Once they see that you can braid, people you can even render home services. Okay, most times you can render home services. You can go to their houses and make their hair, or they can come to your place. You don't necessarily have to have a shop. That's one good thing about here. If you have your room, you can invite people to come. Okay, send them the address, have your Instagram account, you do makeup, you braid hair, and you make money. People are making money with those ones here. You can braid, if you're a guy, actually, you can braid hair. It's all good. You make your money. People that are saying that they don't have job, they are making money while they are waiting for the main blue collar job. This hair now, for example, there are people that collect charge about 60 euro, 70, 80. And when it comes to this, and these people they like to make hair. To be honest, there are so many black people in Portugal. A lot of black, not Nigerians. So you know all these black Portuguese speaking countries. These people from Mozambique, Guinea-Bissau, they all make their hair. They braid like our hair, so they are a lot. So once you can make hair very well, they will come to you. So you make money from them. Imagine you are making. Imagine in a month how many people you are making. It. So if you make one braid like this for 50 euro, 50 euro just one. So imagine you make hair like this for just one person a day. Let me even just say, oh, you went to work and then you just want to make one hair. You've made 50 euro in just one day. You just probably let me say, okay, if you are very fast and you can braid for like maybe 4 hours. And then in Portugal salary, you work for 9 hours and they don't even pay you up to 50 euro a day. You work good 9 hours. 9 hours is what you work in Portugal with 1 hour break. And you don't even make up to 50 euro per day. People, ha. I so wish I can braid hair. That's one of the mistakes that I made before leaving I did not learn any of these hand skills and I so regret it. So before you leave to that country that you want to go, guys, learn how to drive. There are countries that need truck drivers. You can make money from that one. Get your driver license as well. Learn how to drive very well. At least let it be. These are the basic skills that you can get before traveling. We are talking about cost of living. I hope I'm not digressing. I'm just this is still part of it. Cost of living, how to make money for you to, of course, survive in the country you are going to. And this is not just only for Portugal. Okay. I'm so sorry. I don't know why my screen light is getting dim. So there are people that don't negotiate hair. People, if you have customers that are not like me that used to do alaruru and you tell them 100 euro for this one, no, they will pay you. I see you make one hair on one person like this, you make 100 euro. Ha! You are a rich person. And people will be saying, I don't have money, I'm not making money, and you are making your money. See, when it comes to hair, even though that country does not have job, you will make money. That when it comes to this female stuff, ha, you make your money. So please learn it, okay? All right. Renting a house in Portugal. Okay, there is well, the thing is you have to also plan ahead because you need if you want to as a newcomer, if you're coming newly, of course you need booking.com because you can't rent at this normal their normal local websites. You can't because most times I don't think it's a good idea. So it's usually advisable to book on booking.com for your visa purposes. This is for Portugal, okay? Because there are other countries like in Germany, they have accommodation. I think some of the school gives you dormitory accommodation. Poland gives you school dormitory accommodation. They give you a letter, okay? But for Portugal, it's very hard. You don't even see, I don't know what's happening to them. Maybe they don't want international students. So the international students is those black people, those people that I mentioned, those people from the Portuguese speaking country, those blacks. Those are the ones they see as international students, not we, like not Indians, They don't see us. I don't know why you get. So they don't see those we as international. It's very rare. Okay. So yeah, but all good. I believe everything is going to be fine. Just plan yourself ahead. If you want to rent a room as a newcomer, as a single person, room in Portugal is. I'll respond to your question, Herbert. Okay, I see that UK, Japan, or Portugal. What do you think? Where do you think one should travel to in terms of opportunities, livelihood, and also to raise family? UK, Japan, Portugal. I'll respond to that. But now, this depends on everybody. All hands are not equal. It depends on what you know you can afford. Okay. I don't know much about Japan. I can't say much about Japan. But of course, I haven't been there before, so I can't tell you much about Japan. But what I'm going to say is I'll only tell you about the EU, which I've been. UK is also good if you to raise your family is good in the UK. If you, of course, have a very good paying job, it's not easy, but of course, there are benefits. There are child benefits as well. Raising family is also good in the UK. At least UK, I can still give based on people stories because I've not been there. Okay, there are a lot of families in the UK. I believe you must have seen them. There are a lot of families from Nigeria, especially in the UK, that are there. They raise their families there. They live there. They work. Okay, as long as you have a job and you're able to cover your cost of living. Okay, so the thing is, houses are very expensive in the UK. Cost of living is okay. Okay, okay. No worries. Oh, you said I should post this one. I don't know if I'm going to post it, but I might post it. Let's see. Okay, no worries. Thank you very much for the discovery. So, as I was saying, the UK is also very good to raise families. Actually, it's very good. Just like Portugal is also good too. There are child benefits, but to be honest, I can't say much about UK. I don't know how much the children get, in the UK. I don't know how much they get in the UK, but then it's a good one if you're thinking of raising a family in the UK. It's good for a start. And I've seen people migrate from the UK to another country as well. It depends on your choice. I've seen people move from the UK to the United States, maybe due to work purposes or due to some other reasons. It depends. So if you want to start there and see how things are before migrating, it's also a good one. So yeah. Now, regarding Portugal, Portugal is good when it comes to raising family as well. You have your kids here. One thing about Portugal is once your wife comes here or once you get married here and you give birth in Portugal, your child automatically becomes a citizen as long as you've been in Portugal for 2 years. So if you've legally resided in Portugal for 2 years, either as a student or as long as you have legally, either as a work personnel or a normal visa personnel or whatever visa mode you came to Portugal with, okay? If you've been here for 2 years and you are thinking of settling down in Portugal, you get married and then your wife gives birth or you give birth here in Portugal, this is an easiest pathway and route to getting your citizenship. I mean, for your child, not you, because obviously you have to be here for 5 years to get your citizenship. So for you to get your passport in Portugal or your residence citizenship, let me use that. It takes 5 years, although it might be prolonged because a lot of people are here waiting for that. So it's kind of lengthy to get it. But the deal is once you've been here for 5 years, you are entitled to getting your citizenship, which is the Portuguese passport. But your child gets it before you. So imagine you come here with your wife and your wife gets pregnant and she gives birth in Portugal after 2 years of staying here. Your child gets the passport, the Portuguese passport. And then you will still have to wait until the 5 years to get your passport. So Portugal is a good place to, you know, raise kids. The healthcare system is good. Most of the Portuguese hospital is free of charge. Okay, they are free of charge when it comes to the public health center, as long as you have your SNS number, which is the Saúde Numero Saúde. That is the SNS. That's the health center number. Okay, you can with that. Once you have that, you can go to the hospital and then you don't pay anything. Okay, but of course you might pay some little charges when it comes to childbirth and other things. So this is not from experience, but I'm talking from the people that I have here that have given birth. Okay. So yeah, I hope I've answered your question, Herbert. Okay. Portugal is a good one. UK is a good one. It depends on what you think. Okay. When it comes to job opportunities, I think the UK has more job opportunities and higher pay. Well, of course, cost of living is also high in the UK. To be honest, that's one thing with this thing. You get good money, you still get good cost of living. So that's one thing with life. So it depends on what you can afford or what you want to try. So people can one thing what I have not advised, but what I think is I think if one wants to start a life or you're thinking of what country to go to for the first time, I've seen people asking me, can they come with their family immediately to a country? I usually do not advise that thing. I don't know how it works for people, but it's usually very difficult to move to a country that you don't know anything about with your family at once. There are so many things you have to adapt to. The lifestyle, the culture change, the weather, everything, everything, the culture shock. It's just going to be a lot. So what I would always say is if you want to migrate to a new country that you are not familiar with, first, of course, get there and bring your family. There's always family reunification, especially in Portugal, family reunion and family vacation. Okay? They can always come through that. Except you know that you have enough funds to take care of them. And I'm talking about Portugal specifically now. Portugal specifically, you come with your family immediately. It's really not easy. Imagine you coming as a student, as a Nigerian student, international student, and then you're coming for masters. You are bringing your husband, your 3 or 4 kids with you to come and study in Portugal. How do you want to? How do you want to? How I don't know. How do you want to survive? Yeah, because at first you have to. These people here, they don't give you. You cannot stay in one room. Oh. It's not like in Nigeria that you rent one room, and then all your family. It's very hard in Portugal. Oh God, it's very hard in Portugal, and not just Portugal, abroad. It's very hard for you to get a room and then your husband, wife, children, 3 children, you be in just one room together. They usually will not accept it. They cannot accept it. It's very hard. So that's why I'm saying if you want to migrate to any new country, it's better for you to go there. Either if it's the wife that wants to come first, the wife can go first and then invite the children over. It's just that the only problem you might have is the appointments, getting appointments to bring in your child or your family to Portugal. But aside that, once you have a job, once you have, and it's even very easy and better for you because you already know how things are in the country. So once you are bringing your family, you already know how and where. You've prepared yourself. You've known where you want to live. You've known the city where you want to stay. Do you understand? But if you're just coming, you don't know anything, it will be very stressful for you. You're just coming to a new country. Okay, I know we have YouTube videos like you're watching now to help you with the research. But it is different than when you are in the country yourself to experience how things are. So when you are there yourself, yes. So when you are there yourself, you see how things are, and you'll be able to experience things yourself. Okay. Now, another option is if you have like visa sponsorship jobs, maybe you and your wife, you have visa sponsor. Okay, this is another better way to come with your family immediately. Let's say, for example, you have a visa sponsorship job a job that has given you visa to come. Like this job is inviting you because you are a skilled worker. Okay, like you are a skilled worker, you are an IT person, and they want you. It's different. You can come with your family because you already have a job now. Your family, maybe if let's say your spouse can take up another job, and then both of you working, so you can take care of your family and look for. It's going to be easier than just you are coming as a student. It's not easy. Let's not be deceived. It's not easy. Even as a single person, me, I'm telling you, it's not easy. It is not. Please, this is just real facts. Like this is unfiltered. From what I have experienced, it is not easy. Okay, it is not. Imagine you spending. I can imagine how much you will spend getting your visas, your wife, your family, proof of funds, everything that you spend just to come abroad, and then you come and then you start life from where again. Your children have to go to school. You have to get for accommodation. And accommodation that you have to get in Portugal for your family is at least 2 bedroom. The least you can get is 2 bedroom. Nobody will give you a room to put all your family in. It's not possible. Even couples self, maybe couples, okay, and the couples they will accept is basically if you don't have a child yet. So if you don't have a child yet, they would accept you to rent a room in a shared apartment. But if you have a child, especially a baby, I'm so sorry, it's very hard. I don't know how people do it, but it's so hard. So most of the couples that I've seen here, they all have apartments. Nobody is staying in a shared. They don't even give it. Okay, now imagine you're now coming with your family with booking.com. Of course, booking.com will give you one room in a hotel. It doesn't concern them. You use it for your visa, and then when you now arrive Portugal, what do you want to do? You now go and start looking for houses. So imagine how much. Let's just imagine that you are truly staying in the hotel with your family. Hotel fee, let's say you are paying like €30, the cheapest, €30 daily per night, and then you are there for, let's say, 1 week until you find something, which is usually not even possible for you to get a place for 1 week. Me, before I had a place I was staying in Lisbon, and I had to switch apartments. It took me 3 months before I saw another place. Not that I was not seeing places, but they were expensive and I couldn't afford it. How am I supposed to pay house rent? And they are charging, I'm paying, apartment is, what's it called? A room in a shared apartment is what's it called? A room in a shared apartment is €700, at least a normal, let's say king size bed or a queen size bed. Because if you want to get something of 400 now, 450, I'm sorry to say, what you will see is this normal, this student dorm bed. So is that what you want to get with your husband and your wife? It's very hard. So that's why I'm saying people that want to come with their family immediately. I don't know how you want to do it though. When I see that thing, when I see people asking me, I just don't know how, because YouTube does not allow. Assuming we can do voice record, the way I'll respond, I just do a very brief response and I give it to them on the comment because I can just type. But this is, and that's why I like to come live to discuss this kind of thing so that you understand it's not about going abroad. Everybody wants to go abroad. But if you want to go, go. If one person go, if you know you don't have the money to take care of your family and rent places, there are houses though. It's not like houses are scarce. In fact, check on the Idealista app. You will see a lot of houses in Portugal. But do you have your money? Do you have the money? Do you have the money? You want to bring your family to come and suffer abroad because people are moving abroad, and you hear the truth, but you don't want to accept the truth. We're not deceiving anybody, but it's just the truth. You say, oh, hey, come back now. I've seen people tell me that thing. If it's not good, why don't you come back? Why don't you think is let me not say anything. Let's leave that story for another day. But if we are here and we are here to discuss, I'm talking about cost of living. Cost of living in Everybody's saying cost of living in Nigeria. I'm talking about Nigeria specifically because it's my country. Okay. I might not be talking, I don't know those of you watching. I don't know if you're watching from Ethiopia and other countries. But if, for example, if you are paying this amount, okay, this amount of Rosie gave us this amount of what's it called, apartment rent in Nigeria for two-bedroom apartments, which is 1.2. And I was saying, imagine you thinking that you want to come and pay. Do you know that nobody told me when I was going abroad? Nobody told me that that I have to be paying rent every month. I mean, I knew, but I didn't know it was like this. Sometimes, at some point, I would be converting the rate, and I used to be scared. I got tired of converting rates. To be honest. So if I'm looking at my phone, that's because I'm responding to some messages here. Okay. So the truth is, this is an unfiltered life, and this is for you people to get your mind ready. I'm not saying nobody should come abroad. Everybody, please come abroad. I want to meet everybody. In fact, Portugal, people should come. It will be very nice to have, because sometimes I get very sad. When you don't see your people abroad, you feel lonely, and you're like, the truth is, our people, we don't even care. You even see some Nigerians abroad, they'll do as if they don't know you, but that's not the truth. But truth is, my prayer is everybody comes. People want to come abroad. It's good to get a good life. But how do you get a good life? You have to plan. Plan yourself before coming. Okay, that's the essence of this whole conversation. The mistake that people make is they sell all their properties to get proof of funds. Nobody tells them the truth. They sell their properties, They sell their businesses, they even close it down or they sell it over to other people because they want to come abroad. And they don't tell them the real truth on how things are. And the worst part is they even sell these things so that they can come with their families. And then when they come, imagine you thinking that, okay, you are saving up to, let's give an example, 10 million naira to take care of you and your family, a family of three or a family of four, mother, father, and the children, two kids. And then you are coming to Portugal, you sold all your houses and all your companies or whatever it is that's giving you money back home because you want to come abroad. And then when you get here, you don't have a job yet. Oh. Now you start spending from that money that you have. You pay rent every month. Calculate it, how much will remain. So convert 10 million naira to euro and check how much will remain. When you convert 10 million naira to euro, check how much do you have left. And then you don't have a job. Mother, father, kids. You are coming abroad to do what? To start counting ceiling and start looking for job. So it is not easy. Okay. So the purpose of this video is to help you plan yourself right and to understand how things are. Things are expensive abroad. Feeding is not cheap. Okay, feeding is not cheap. And the truth is, these countries don't want you to become a liability to them. That's one thing. And this is why most of these countries find it hard to give, especially our people, visas. Because we come and then we start. I mean, if you have a job and you are contributing to the economy, why would they give us visas? But when we come, we want to bring all our family members at once. And then it's hard to get a job, or we don't even get that job. And then with all the family, like, please learn to cut your coat according to your clothes or your size. That's how they say it now. Make sure you plan yourself. If you want to come alone. Yes, it's easier. Portugal made it easier for you to come with your family, but it is not easy when you arrive Portugal if you don't have the money. Even if you have the money, it won't be enough because you're not earning, except you're earning in foreign currency. You understand? If you're earning in foreign currency from Nigeria, okay, you can come with your family. You know that you have another source of income. But then what is the essence? So this is for those people that are looking for greener pastures. So for those people that just want to come and flex and enjoy their life, have a change of environment, it's a different thing. If you just want to come to Portugal, you just want to relocate, like relocate to Portugal with your family, you have the money to rent, you don't want to work, or you don't, I mean, this is different. But if you know that you are coming for a greener pasture and you want to work, you want to help your family, you have your grandparents back home, you have your siblings and your relatives that you want to be sending money, and you have your own family. Beloved or beloved, people of God, I'm preaching. This preaching is to help you. Don't allow anybody deceive you or agents deceive you. Make sure you prepare. If you want to come alone and come and prepare. Water the ground. Check for where you want to be, then bring your family. That's just the best advice. Okay. I have a friend, my mom's friend, not mine, but they went to the UK and then with her family. Her husband had a job before. Actually, they didn't even go together. So of course they didn't go together. So that was even different. It's still the same thing. So imagine the husband went first and then he invited the family. He had a job, he invited the family, and the wife didn't get a job, but she knew how to make hair. So she started making money from the hair she could make in the UK. So with that, they're able to take care of bills and the family. You understand? And some little things. Even though the country gives you benefits, try to make sure that you have something that will take care of you until you have a job. Things that will sustain you until you have a job. Please ask me your questions, though. Ask questions on the chat if you have any questions, okay? About Portugal, about Germany or Poland. I'll answer your questions, okay? So if you have any questions, please drop them here. I'll try to answer. So, people, okay? If you have any question, please drop your questions. I've given us the amount for rent in Portugal. Now, when it comes to grocery, as a single person, things have really gone high. We were discussing on our group chat at work, and somebody was saying, "Guys, does people know that things have really gone high?" And then we started talking about it. A crate of egg is not like in Nigeria. I'm using Nigeria as an example because that's what the one I can relate to most. A crate of egg in Nigeria is 24 pieces here, but here it is 10. Oh, they have 24 too. But the most common one you would see is the one of 6 and 12. Yeah, is it 12 or 10? 12, either 10 or 12 and 6. Now, that egg that is 10 in a row, I think it's 10 or 12. Please forgive me. I have a lot of things on my mind now. Either 10 or 12. Okay, that's the most common one that people sell. And then it used to be that egg used to cost around €1 50. €1 50. And now we pay around €2 something cents. €1 30. It depends on the size, big, medium, just like in Nigeria. But then imagine an additional €1. You think 50 cents and €1, because we use coins, of course, here. You would think those things are not counting. They are counting. By the time you finish buying things, you'll be wondering, what did you buy? What did you buy? And here you buy water. Oh. I don't know if you can drink the water in Portugal, but me, I drank the water and it was not good for me. My body was reacting to it. I didn't. But if you have filters, maybe you can get filters to save cost. You can try it. So you can buy filters from Temu or Shein or Amazon, whichever one works for you. You go to their stores here, buy filters and get the tap waters from your kitchen. You can boil it and you filter it if you want to save cost. Because if you're also buying water, even water, 6 liters of water, you've seen €1 30 something. I'm like, what is this? Everything has gone high. One person alone a month now, at least budget €150. One person. You are cooking in your house, you are cooking and you have to spend 150 every month, and then you are earning, let's say minimum wage is 870. Of course, your company is paying you 870 and you have some bonuses, and everything rounds off to €1,000 before taxes. Now, after taxes, let's say you're now earning, your total pay or take home is 800, because of course your tax will definitely be up to €200. Now 800, calculate 800, take off your rent. Imagine you are with your family. I'm giving an example. Imagine this is for single person alone. No, you are a single person in a room. 450. I'm paying €450 in my room, and I'm earning 800 after taxes. 450. How much is remaining? 350. And then I spend 150 a month for my food. How much is remaining? Oh my God. Oh Jesus. It is well. We will be fine. We'll be all right. That is why I said one person, single person, please come first before you bring your family. It is not as easy as you see it online. Okay? It is not as easy as you see it online. What about Kevin? How are you doing? What about going into vacation in France and look for a job there in EU? So if you want to go into if you so when you say vacation, then it means you're going with a tourist visa. Now you have to understand the immigration or migration process in France. If they allow you to easily convert your your tourist visa to a digital nomad visa, okay. So digital nomad is if you work in tech, okay, because you say you work in tech, so it's easier for you to get a remote job. But most times, most of these organizations want you to be in the country. So if you get, so what I would advise is, of course, if you are in tech, you are in safe hands because you always have jobs, you have opportunities to get in jobs. Okay. But if you are in the country, I would advise that you make, I don't know much about the migration policies in France. If it's easier for you to convert to a tourist visa, it's very hard because I've seen people sell, agents will sell tourist visa to France because I think it's easier to get that tourist visa to France, and then they give it to people. And because it's very hard to convert tourist visas to work visas and stay visas, it's very hard. It's very hard. I know in Portugal they used to do one then. People come with tourist visas in Portugal, but they stopped it last year. That they stopped it last year. Portugal has that this thing you are talking about now. So you come to Portugal. Yeah, tourist visa, exactly. So I don't know about France. If maybe you can check if France has something like that because Portugal had it and they stopped it. Maybe they might open it again. But then a lot of people were using it to come to Portugal. And that's the manifestation of interest. They stopped it. So we don't know if they'll open it again, but I will keep you guys updated. So that one is if you come to Portugal, for example, if you are in France now without your tourist visa, you can come to Portugal because it's still a Schengen visa. So when you come, you can apply for the manifesto of interest. That's how the one for Portugal works. And then when you apply for so it's an expression of interest to be in Portugal legally. So you pay and you register for that. Okay, but you have to have a work contract. So if you say you're working as a tech person now, so I don't know how that's gonna work. If you have a physical contract or a job, you have to apply for the expression of interest because you need a contract to be able to do that. So I don't know how the process is in France. If you need a contract or a job, physical job contract for you to switch the permit. So if you don't have a physical job contract to switch your permit, I don't know how that would work. So check with France immigration policies if that would work. It's possible for you to change that. Okay. So that's what I'm going to suggest. But Portugal has digital nomad visa where you can come because that's even what is making rent go expensive in Lisbon. All these people from the United Kingdom and from the UK, the US and Canada, they come here to work. They work, they don't go to the office, they work from their home. And that's why they're able to pay rent of 1,500 a month. Very good apartments in Lisbon. And that is why places are expensive here because they have the digital nomad visa, whereby these people come, like what you are saying, as a tourist or with the digital nomad visa stuff. They come here, they are paying their taxes and they are working here. They are making money in they are making money in US dollars. They are making money that is more than what they pay them. They don't earn in Portugal with Portugal minimum wage. They earn higher pay. And that's why they can afford. They don't care how much it is they pay here as rent, which is why the landlords here are doing anyhow. Okay, so Portugal has this one. So for France, please, if I have any update, I will let you all know. But I would advise if you want to do something like that, please check with the migration policies over there. Okay, check if they allow you to convert your tourist visa to a work visa if you have a physical contract in tech. So check with the migration policies there and check if you get a job in tech over there. Okay, if you get a job in tech over there and they're willing to give you a contract, I believe most of these countries, most of the companies in the country you are they know the migration policies most times, especially if you are a skilled worker. They would always want to help you. Like in Germany, I know if you are a skilled person, they want to keep you. They don't joke with tech people. They want to keep you. So once you have that, Germany has skilled worker visa, and you even get the EU blue card because they want you. They will help you process it faster. Those people, it's easier for them to get their cards because you are in tech. If you know what you are doing. So I hope I've answered your question, Kevin. If you have any more questions, people, ask your questions. Okay, ask your questions. Ask your questions. There are people that are living good life abroad. They just go and then things work for them very smoothly and it's all good. But then the other side of it is if you don't have a job, the only stress people go through abroad is if you don't have a good paying job, then it stresses you out. Especially when you have bills, you have family related bills. I believe everybody have family. You want to send your money here, you want to take care of your own, immediate family, your extended family, on top how much that you're earning. So that's why you have to plan ahead, plan very well before you come abroad. Okay. Do you have any more questions for me? What have I not covered? I've covered groceries, what you should expect in Portugal for grocery. So I was calculating then. I was telling you guys now, 800 euro. I said you will get 800 euro. So I was using myself as an example, right? In Portugal. So I was saying you get 800 euro as my salary after 1,000. 1,000 is my salary. Okay. Okay, you're welcome. 1,000 is my salary every month. Please, you people should like the video. I'm not seeing your likes here. Double tap on the screen, okay? And like and even share the video. Now, I earn 1,000 as my gross salary. And after taxes, it's 800 because there's no how my taxes would be up to 200. Now I have 800 as my net salary. Net salary is after taxes. Okay. Then I pay my rent of 450. It's a room. Oh, this rent is for a room in a shared apartment. A room you have to share kitchen with other people, and then you share the bathroom with other people. This one doesn't have special. You share. Maybe you might be like five in an apartment, or six in an apartment. So if you're lucky, you have like two separate bathrooms and toilets. So imagine paying this kind of amount, and then you are still sharing bathroom and toilet and kitchen with about four or five people or three people more. Okay, after paying 450, how much do I have left? I have 350 euro. I pay my grocery for 150 a month. Because if you're somebody at 150 a month, sef, for some people is not enough. But the least, you might spend lesser than that, you might spend higher than that, or you might spend 150 at max. Now, 150 a month is what I'm spending. Now, how much is left? Let's calculate together. Drop your comment, and we are doing the calculation together so we could see, just for us to know how much you should expect. So we can see how things are. It is not that we are not advising people to come to Portugal, but the problem is when you make money that cannot be enough for you to take care of your expenses. It's very painful and it's hurting. Okay, but the truth is, you make money and then the money just goes back. You're not able to save, except you have additional thing you're doing. So that's why if you are not schooling, no, maybe you can do two jobs, which is even not likely to be certain that you can get two jobs in Portugal. Because if you are doing 9 to 6 job and you are earning this amount that I mentioned now, when is the time to add another job to it? Eh? Except maybe if you see restaurant or hotel. But which restaurant or hotel will want to hire you from 6 to 12 or what? It's very hard. They don't have it here. They don't have that kind of job style here. It's 9 to 6, your normal 9 to 6 job, or maybe 12 to, depend on the kind of job. If you're doing customer support, or if you're working with some companies that works with the United Kingdom or the US market or Australia, all those countries that have different time zone, and maybe you can have those kind of job. But if you're working with the Portuguese time zone, which is because the Portuguese time zone is the same as UK and Nigeria time zone, apart from winter and summer change. But the summer time is the same as Nigeria and UK time. So during winter, the time changes and it goes 1 hour behind. So if you have this, if you're able to work, if you find a company that is not a Portuguese company, that is an external company, maybe Canadian companies or US companies, you understand, you might have those kind of jobs where you can work at night, okay, and you have higher pay. But if you work with these companies that are in Portugal, they pay you based on the Portugal wage. That is what you will earn. I was doing my calculation with you, and you guys have seen it. I pay my rent of 450, and then I have 350. I pay my grocery of 150, and I have 200 remaining. I buy my bus card. This is the bus card in Portugal. I pay for this one 40 euro. How much is left from 200? 160. Abi, what else? Let's say me as a lady, I want to make my hair. How much is left? And then I make hair for 60 euro. How much? Now, imagine you now have family. Please, how much you want to? How much? And your wife has to buy her own card, bus card too. Your children too need their bus card. Oh. This one is not the one you. Oh my God! Please, people should get information right before you come abroad. Okay, people should try to get information right. It's not easy, but get the good information, get the right information that you need. If you have the funds, it's a good thing. It's easier. But if you don't have the funds, I don't know. It's not advisable to sell all your properties and your lands back home because you want to travel abroad. You will just waste your money. Ask your questions, people. I'm just like summarizing what I've said now because since my battery is low already on this phone. So once it goes down now, we would end the live. So if you have any questions, ask me before this battery goes down. So, like I said, people, before you come abroad, get your family with you if you have the money. If you don't have enough money to cater for them, or if you know you don't have a job that is waiting for you abroad, Bikono, Ejo, please, please plan ahead. come alone. When you come, survive. Survival of the fittest. Get yourself a good job. You've already organized yourself. You've gotten an accommodation. You want to rent. I didn't even mention the fact that if you want to rent an accommodation in Europe, they'll ask you for deposits. I don't know why Portugal does this thing, though, but I did not experience this in Germany and even Poland, where you do. I did not experience it in these countries. Why is Portugal? Now that I'm thinking about it, because you want to rent a place in Portugal, eh? Some places make, let's say, over 100, about 70% of the people you want to rent a place will ask you for deposits and caution fee. You want to pay 400, and I'm using 450 because that's what I'm paying. You want to pay €450 for a month, and they ask you caution, caution is 450, deposit 450. But you have to pay first month and last month. So if it's 12 months, usually they tell you it's first month and last month. It doesn't matter if it's 12 months, except for those that will give you contracts. But another thing is, please try to get contracts too from where you work. Most people don't give contracts because they sublet, like they sublet the apartment. Okay, they sublet the apartment. Another thing again is people are doing very bad things here that I don't want to talk about, which is not a good thing, and that's why accommodation is very very difficult to get here. People sublet apartment and then they make it so hard for people to rent them because it's expensive. Nigerians will get apartments here and they'll be calling how much. They're the ones that taught these people bad thing, and then they're calling house is very expensive. It is our people that come here and then I don't know why, but I don't want, please, I don't want to, don't just want to, that's okay. That's okay. Okay. But please, when we find ourselves in any country, let's try to be nice to each other. We are here to help ourselves. If you have the funds to buy or rent an apartment, make it be the same way that the citizens are renting their own so that people will be able to live fine. If you want to rent out or if you want to squat with, please, people do this. And if you have the opportunity to also rent, maybe you come as a single person and then you want to rent an apartment, you understand? If you rent an apartment and you feel like you want people for you to share the cost, you don't have the funds, you can bring people together to stay with you and then you share the cost. Yeah, yeah, and that's another thing. You even get housemates again that's another thing again. The best thing is for me, if I have the funds, I prefer to rent my own apartment. I'm even saying it. But the problem is if you want this one that I told you now that they'll ask you for 1 month deposit, first first month and last month is only for one room. Oh. If I want to rent this apartment now is 4 bedroom. If I want to rent this whole 4 bedroom apartment, for example, now, you know what they'll ask? Now let's calculate. What they do is the biggest room is 450. I think the other rooms might be like 400 with bills, oh, with bills. And the thing is, they didn't add, so the rent is 400. Now bills is like 450, which might go high in winter. Now with summer, you're getting to summer, so the bills are not high. You just basically use only your fans or you even open your windows, which is okay. Okay. But in winter, the bills go high. So they'll tell you, oh, is this, but you would even, there was my bill last 2 months, I was shouting, what is this? 75, you almost €100. I was so crazy. I'm like, what? How? How? So you expect to even pay higher bills in summer, especially when you are sharing with people. You are sharing with other housemates that are using bills, and they don't care. They will share the bills equally with you. People will use the light and everything anyhow. You all share your bills together. So it's very easier and convenient if you can afford an apartment for yourself. You know that the bills, you are taking care of your bills, you're managing your bills, you turn off your lights, your powers, your heaters, your water, you manage them yourself. But it's very hard to get an apartment here. Why? Because if you want to get an apartment here, an apartment is, for example, 1,500 for 3 bedroom, 1,500, 1,500 for 3 bedroom for a month, and then you're asked to pay 3 months deposit. And this one is with competition. 3 months deposit with competition. Competition in the sense that there are people on queue to get that same. you are looking for an apartment in Portugal, it looks like you're searching for a job. And it's not just Portugal, I experienced it in every other countries that I've stayed. I don't know about France and these countries you're asking me. But you want to rent an apartment, they will interview you like you are applying for a job. That is what they do. And they have other people that they have on queue as well that want to rent the same apartment. So you have to pay about 4 to 5 extra deposits of the same amount that you want to pay for rent, which is the reason why it's not easy for people to get apartments here, except you have people that you want to share together. So let's say if you're coming at the same, for example, international students can be easier for you. So if one person has, you meet other people that are coming together, maybe you have friends, for example, guys, and then you want to rent like 3 bedroom apartments. So 3 bedroom apartments, and so you are, let's say, of course, people meet each other. I don't know if you might have known people that are coming to Portugal together as international students, and then just let's say 3 guys, and then you rent 2 bedroom apartments with a sitting room. So you can decide to convert the living room to a room because it's usually 2 rooms, and so T2 is 2 bedroom. Then you convert the living room to a room, okay? And then, for example, let's say you are asked to pay 1,300. Depends on where. So 1,200, 1,000, 1,200. You might get 1,000 for T2, even 800. But 800 now is no 800. You won't get for 800 now in Portugal, except maybe you want to go to other cities like those Guarda, Viseu, those places. But in Lisbon and Porto, even Setúbal, like when I was on the live this morning, I showed you those areas in Setúbal. Those places, they have nice places too. It's across the river. So the bus car that I just showed you now would walk across the river too. So maybe you can get something for like 800 for T2 there. 800, very good T2 with separate bathroom and a living room. So you all can rent. So if you are 3 guys, you can rent that place, put the money together. So if you all are able to get for 1,000 or 800. So if one person brings 800, the other 2 guys bring 800. So most times you can get people that want to lease out, that want to give just request for 2 deposits. So if you are 3 guys, I'm giving using guys an example. So if you are 3 guys already, so you rent it. So one person, so it has to be in one person's name because you cannot put all your names on the contract. So make sure you request for a contract and it should be in one person's name. I don't know. It depends on how you guys want to do it. So maybe the person who pays the highest amount should have the name in his contract. For example, me and I have 3 girls, so or 2 other ladies that I want to rent an apartment with. So we are three. Okay. So let's say we are 3 ladies, and then we are asked to pay eight. So it is 800 for a month, and then we're asked to pay 2 months deposit or 3 months deposit because it's an apartment. Now I want to get these other 2 girls so we can rent together and stay together because only me cannot afford 800 times two, times three rather, or times four. So now these other girls will bring their 800 and 800, or they bring like 500, 500, and I have the higher amount, which is 1,002, and they bring 500, 500. Now the contract will be in my name if they accept, okay? And then we rent it because of course we are all doing yourself. That is why I say everybody have to work together to help themselves abroad. So now you rent this place, you've all gotten an apartment to yourself. You know how you can manage it amongst yourself, manage the bills. And this one is in your name. Okay. So you are paying it for just that one. So once you've paid it, you know that the second month you're not paying rent, the third month you're not paying rent, but they won't give you the last the what's it called, the last month's rent, because usually that one is when you want to leave. So when you want to leave, they refund your last month's rent, or they ask you. Usually, it's better to just stay for that last month before you leave, because most I've heard people have issues with the landlord not refunding the last month. So that last month rent, just have it in mind that if you're about to leave that place, make sure you stay for that month before you leave, because they usually don't refund it. So this is another better way to split cost and share to rent an apartment here in Portugal, because they don't mind. So you can just tell them, oh, these are my family members or my siblings, okay? We want to school together and we are students. As long as you don't disturb, they always give you that opportunity to rent together. But the contract will be in one person's name, which is good. So when it's time for you to pay, you put the money together and you give it to the person who the contract is in his name, and it makes transfer to the owner of the house. So you all have an apartment to yourself. Nobody will give you rules. Don't bring a visitor to the house. Don't bring this one to the apartment, because important, that is another problem here. You rent a house of that amount. That's what's the amount. You cannot invite any visitor. You cannot even stay with a couple. You know, even if you have a friend or a friend visits you, they cannot stay overnight. Though. No, it's very hard. You have a friend visit you in Portugal here, and oh, you have a party. You can't even have parties self. It's hard. So that is why I say if you can put money together and rent an apartment, you know it's your own apartment. Nobody will come and say, hey, so it's your own. So you know what you want to do in there. You finish, everybody goes to sleep. But if you rent a room like this one now in a shared apartment, you can't. You are limited to things that you can do. You can't invite friends. You can't organize parties or anything. You can't even go to the kitchen and say you want to cook at a certain time of the night. They will give you rules. Once it's 11 p.m., respect people. Don't make noise. Sometimes I even cook and they're like, oh, the spices you are using to cook is smelling. Open the windows. That's how you, because of the kind of housemates you have. I've seen it. So that's one of the things you face too about living abroad. So you have to be prepared to hear those kind of things. Oh, it's too spicy. It's too this. Can you open the window? Can you do this? So that is one thing with living with housemates. Okay. So the battery of this device is running down, and I see that we don't have much questions here today, but I've responded to those ones that I can respond to. Does anyone have any question again about Portugal, cost of living, anything, any question you can ask me, but we'll be going off now in 3 minutes. So in 3 minutes, we'll be done with the live. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for connecting to this live. And it's been a wonderful session all along. I appreciate you all for joining, to be honest. To be honest. So I believe you've all learned one or two things today. At least cost of living, comparing from your home country to this one. It's not the same. So I've explained in detail. This is for almost 1 hour, 30 minutes. I've been trying to let you all know how you should plan yourself if you want to come abroad. While you are applying for admission and you're asking about how to come with your family, also know that you're coming with your family to spend money. It's not you come immediately and government to take care of you. But the bills are on you. Everything on you. And everything you are doing is money. It's money. The only good thing is just that, okay, your bus card covers all the expenses you need to do. You don't need to be paying for transportation like in Nigeria. And you have, of course, you have stable electricity. Internet, you pay. Internet is mostly with your house, with your apartment. So you don't need to pay for specific internet fee. Most times they charge you. But if you want to rent an apartment, there are some apartment owners that already have internet. There was one I went to check for once, and then there was apartments there. So they told us that they'll be bringing us the bill for so they will be giving us the bills for the internet. That's a fixed amount for internet. And then there's another one for Netflix if you want, and there's another one for water and electricity, which we are bringing separately. So it depends. If you're in a shared apartment like this one, most times you pay for internet is free. Like my own, they said internet is free, but I don't know if it's free or not because the amount I'm paying is high. If you want to go out, you also need to recharge your phone too. You need an internet to recharge on your phone. If you need to use Google Maps, and you need translator to translate to people, because if you want to buy things, you need to go out with your this thing, your what's it called? You need you need your bus card when you are going out. You need your mobile card to pay. You need your contribute. Another thing I want to advise is people, so that the government will know that you are in the country. It's always advisable that when you purchase anything in Portugal, anything, if that you go to the restaurant, or you go to McDonald's, or you go to the pharmacy, or you go to the grocery store, please put your NIF number. Everybody that's in Portugal has a NIF number, except for those people that I don't know, maybe they are illegal. But if you're legal in Portugal, you have a NIF number, which is your tax identification number. This would help count towards your residency, renewal of your residency, all these things. So you don't have too much of the explanations to do. So once you are there, be paying it. Okay. And there's also tax return that is done every year. These things will count. Because in Portugal, if you don't do this thing and you are making a certain money, and you will pay the government too. You will be not to pay the government. This year was so funny that we discovered that a lot of people had to pay the government. money when it was time for tax declaration. Right now, tax declaration is going on, and a lot of people have to pay the government back a certain amount of money. So if you're in Portugal, make sure you spend. You're earning money, make sure you are spending and you're putting your NIF. Okay. Because if you're not spending from the amount you're earning, you're not using that your NIF number. They're not seeing that you're spending. Because if you're not putting your NIF number, I don't know, it will not show that you are making expenses from your salary. So the government might charge you when it's time for you to declare. And if you don't declare your taxes too, they will charge you. They will bill you. You'll be owing the government. So these are the things you should be aware of as well. So once you enter Portugal and you've had your NIF number, anything that you purchase, put your NIF, put the number. They would even ask you contribute. You say, see, you call the number for them. So have it. That's why you have to have internet on your phone when going out, because you need your Google Maps, you need your translator, you need your NIF number. But with time, you get used to the whole thing. Okay. Okay, I think I have to go. I was supposed to post a video today, but I didn't post again. I don't know. Maybe we'll post during the week. Do we have any questions yet? Because the phone battery is low. This one is going down now, so I think I have to go. Anybody asking me any question? I have to end the live. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? So I can end the live now. My battery here is almost done. You want to ask me questions? Please ask your questions now. We have a very good weather today. Very, very good one. It's so sunny. The weather here, the weather here is so hot. It's very hotter than Nigeria. If you are coming, bring your things that you need to bring so that you won't start buying. So you won't start wasting money. I'm waiting. I still see people here. So I'm waiting for you to ask me your questions, okay? This is an open check. Ask me your questions and then I can answer and then we end the live. We end the live. But I think it's been helpful so far. It's been a very good one, a very good conversation with you all. And you can share your opinions too. If you have anything you want to share, you can put it on the comments. We are all learning together. If you have any tip that you know can be helpful, I believe some people must have gone abroad one way or the other. Maybe you've gone for a visit or something and you have an experience with the country where you've been to. You can put that on the comments here. You can share your opinion. It's an open conversation. Me, I'm open to learning from people. I like to learn. I like to get information. So if you have good information, please, what's going on? Let me ask something. Message retracted. Am I the one deleting the did you delete the message, Gabriel? Ayo. Because I've been seeing message retracted. I don't know if it's my settings or something. Let me see. Did you delete it? Because I've been seeing message retracted on some people's chats here. I don't know if it's from my settings for whatever reason. Because so he just asked a question asking about the weather in Portugal, and then it got retracted. I've been seeing message retracted, and I don't know why it's been retracted. I don't know what's happening. Let me see. People, I don't know what's happening, but anyways. So the weather in Portugal is good, okay? Like I said, they have the winter, they have the summer. They have winter, they have summer, they have so the weird thing that I've observed with Portugal's weather is rain. Like during winter, because Portugal doesn't have snow. It doesn't snow here. But I've seen snow actually here in Portugal when I was in Guada. I was at, what was that place again? Trancoso. So Trancoso is a district in Guada, and Guarda had snow. That was 2 years ago. So it snowed. So I think it snows there. So there are some places in the northern part of Nigeria. Sorry, Nigeria, not Nigeria. Northern part of but it snows now. It's cold in the northern part of Nigeria, isn't it? It is. Yeah. So in the northern part of Portugal, it gets cold. It's cold there. It snows as well, but the snow is not as heavy as like in Finland and in Germany. It's just like snow showers. Okay, and but it's super cold there. But those places are like villages in Portugal. But in Lisbon, it doesn't snow. In winter, it rains. And last year, it was super rainy and it rained all through winter. It rained all through winter. It rained and it was cold. And then it rained even up until now. We still have rain. Currently, the weather is saying that from this week we would have rain again. So we would have rains all through the week. So if you want to go out abroad, that is why I say you always have to get internet on your phone before you leave. Check your Google Maps and check your weather to tell you how the weather is, and always dress warm, especially in winter. Because if you think you see this sun that you are seeing here is a lie, sometimes it's calm. Once you go outside, it's a different thing. Yeah, so make sure you have at least something that you can just hold just in case it gets cold. Okay, like right now, it's almost 5 p.m. and then the weather is okay, but don't be surprised that it's already getting chilly. Okay. But of course, if you're cool with the weather, it's a good one. You can vibes outside, go on a stroll, go on a walk. That's a good thing. But the amazing thing that I like is with this your bus card, you can go anywhere you want to go to if your job allows or permits you or gives you time. Because in Portugal, I don't know, if you have a normal job that is Monday to Friday, you will enjoy. Okay. So you will enjoy it in the sense that my phone wants to go down. No. Hell. Oh my god. I don't know if I can connect this to my charger now. I don't want to cut the live because I still have people on the live. Man, I don't know, but let me see. Maybe I have to move this way. Sorry, people. Um, I'm going to have to end the live very soon because I just don't want to cut the live on you guys. Where is my? Oh, let me see. Um, 1 second, people. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm still here. Okay, so let's um let's end the live. Okay, thank you all for joining, and it's been a wonderful one so far. Since we don't have any more questions, I'll be ending the live now. Okay. All right. And if you have any questions, please go and watch our videos. We've made a lot of videos about Portugal. So go watch the videos. I don't want to, I know a lot of people are consuming a lot of data with the live. Okay. Don't mind me. Okay, I need to go. Nobody has any questions for me, yeah? The worst part is I have people on the live, but you people are not saying anything. Hmm? You people are not saying anything. You people are not saying anything, so since nobody have any questions, let me know. Let me not exceed or let me not waste your data. I know it's not easy to get data these days now, except you have a Wi-Fi. So we've passed a lot of information today on this live, and I'm charging my phone. That's why you see me sitting this way. My phone is almost down. You people that are on this live, you didn't like this video. Why? 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 Any more questions on admission to Portugal? You want any updates or anything, any information? Questions? Any doubts? Let me ask you all something. Do you think I should post this live? I don't think I want to post it because usually I don't post the lives when I'm done. I kind of unlist it once I'm done with the live. So should I post the live after we finish it or no? Should we post the live? Oh my god. Okay. Um where is the camera facing though? Any more questions? Any more doubts? Any more questions about Portugal? Questions about proof of funds? Okay, if you don't have any more questions, I think that's all for today. How many people has gotten admission to come to Portugal? Where is maintained 101? Those my viewers from Canada. Okay, it's here. Maintained 101. Where are you? I have very good subscribers from all over the world. You people. Hey, people, are you people even watching my? But I appreciate you all, Lou. Let me even thank my subscribers. You guys are amazing, Lou. To be honest, I just want to thank you all. All of you are always watching my videos and you comment. Ha! It's not easy. I just want to thank you because, of course, it's not easy because I'm giving you all good information, good, real, unfiltered information that you can't see anywhere. Here we have Maintain 101. These are my top viewers. I have them there. Rosie Life was also here. NK Scholars is also here. You all are my top viewers. I'm giving you a shout out to you all. You all are amazing. And to all my other subscribers, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to see you all in Portugal, so that we'll have like a get together, and then we have a get together of Nigerians. We have a get together of Nigerians, and and Ethiopians, because we don't have only Nigerians watching our videos. So those people that want to come to Portugal, if you come, just tell me that you've arrived Portugal. We'll hang out. We would hang out and take some fun moment pictures together. Okay. All right. It's been nice having you all here. Thank you so much. And have a blessed evening. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a new week ahead. And yeah, good luck to all your applications. Okay. And we'll be telling you where we'll go live next.